සිංහල කියපුවා ඉංග්‍රීසි එකේ නෑනේ. 100ක් විතර හිටියා. Right. Online people, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, am I audible? මාව ඇහෙනවද?
Oh, sir.
Right. Okay. So you got the paper, right?
ඔව් සර් ඇහෙනවා අපිට.
Okay. So you got the paper. Have you all received the paper? Paper එක හම්බුණාද? මාව ඇහෙනවද? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Ah, okay. Right. So you got the paper?
Yes, sir, we got the paper.
Right. Okay. Good. Okay. So apart from my theory class, so how many students are there who are basically joining while purchasing JMC Wheeler? Just raise the hands. Okay, fine. Okay, so we'll go to the paper. Right, so basically, this is a model paper which we have created. So we have designed for you to get a in detail understanding with regard to the theories which we have discussed thus far. But I'm not having the privilege to discuss all these questions within the given period of 2 hours, but I'll try my level best to cover most of the significant ones. So fine, so we'll go to question number 5. So we'll go to question number 5. Okay, so question number 5. So when you get a question like this, first of all, you need to analyze this question in detail so that you will be getting an overall understanding with regard to the question. Right. Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. So you are the audit senior. You are the senior in charge of the audit of Nalin Associates, a firm of chartered accountants which conduct the audit of the financial statements of Malsara Private Limited for the year ended 31st December 2024. So basically you are the senior in charge of Nalin Associates. Senior in charge of Nalin Associates, which is the audit firm, where you are the auditor of Malsara Private Limited. You are the auditor of Malsara Private Limited. So which is basically the client. And you are auditing the financial year ended 31st December 2024. That means your accounting period starting from 1st of January 2024 and ending from 31st December 2024. Clear? Right. The following information was included in the audit file. Audit material used in the planning stage was rupees 1.7 million based on profit. Okay, so the materiality is basically rupees 1.7 million, which has been calculated based on the profit. The company completed the construction of an office building on 1st of October 2024 and it was available for use on that date. The cost of the construction of that building was rupees 120 million. So the company completed the construction of office building on 1st of October 2024. That means 1st of October 2024. 9 months, and here you will be having 3 months. So during the financial year, they have concluded a construction of office building. Right, so the building cost is how much? Building cost is 120 million. Building cost is 120 million. Right. Buildings are depreciated over 30 years on straight line basis at cost. So the buildings are depreciated on 30 years on straight line basis at cost. Right. So in that context, so what should be the depreciation for the year? Depreciation for a year is how much? 120 million divided by 30. So what should be the depreciation value? It is 4 million. Agreed? Yes or no? Are we clear or not? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Right. So what is the average depreciation for a year? What is average depreciation for a year? Which is how much? Uta, you need to calculate this is how much? 120 million divided by 30 years. So for a year, what is the depreciation amount?
4 million.
It's 4 million. So then the building construction completed on when? Building construction completed on 1st of October 2024. That means for 2024 financial year, so there has to be 3 months depreciation. There has to be 3 months depreciation. So what should be the 3 months depreciation? Three-month depreciation is how much? 1 million. Are we clear on this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So the new office building was opened on January 20. Sorry. The new office building was opened on 1st of January 2025 and depreciation was charged that day by the company. So the building is open on 1st of January 2025. Building opened on 1st of January 2025 whereas the construction completed on 1st of October 2024. And the depreciation was charged from that date. So depreciation basically starting from 2025 onwards. So 1st of January 2025 onwards. Is it correct or wrong?
It's wrong.
Is it correct or wrong?
Wrong.
This is wrong. Ideally, you need to depreciate the asset starting from 1st of October 2024. Method depreciate karan because as per LK 16, the asset should be depreciated when the asset is available for use. When the asset is available for use, despite the fact that the building is open on 1st of January 2025, the building is available for use from 1st of October 2024. So that for a period of 3 months, there has to be a 1 million depreciation. Agreed? Yes or no? තේරුණාද පුතා ඔයාලා කතා කරන්න තේරුණාද?
Yes, sir.
Right. The company has capitalized the borrowing cost of rupees 1.5 million from 1st of October 2024 to 31st December 2024. for a period of 3 months, the company has capitalized the borrowing cost. Capitalized the borrowing cost amounts to how much? 1.5 million. මේ මාස 3ට 1.5 million borrowing cost එක මොනවද කරලා තියෙන්නේ? capitalize කරලා දිනවා. Is it correct? මේක හරිද? හරිද මේක? No, which is wrong. So as per case 23, as per case 23, you can capitalize the borrowing cost which is applicable for a qualifying asset. But starting from 1st of October 2024 onwards, this building is no more considered as a qualifying asset. In that context, this 1.5 million, instead of capitalizing, you need to charge to P&L. You need to charge to P&L. Make a P&L to charge කරන්න ඕනේ. Clear? Okay, assess the above matters on the audit opinion of Malsar Private Limited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2024. Right, so there are two issues now. The first one is what? First one is under depreciation of building. Under depreciation of building. How much? Rupees 1 million. Then second issue, borrowing cost capitalization. Borrowing cost capitalization amounts to how much? 1.5 million. So altogether, the aggregation of uncorrected misstatements amounts to how much? 2.5 million. So your initially decided material level is basically 1.7 million. So when you take these two errors, these two misstatements individual, those are not considered as material. මේ දෙකම වෙන වෙනම ගත්තොත් ඒක material level එක පදින්නේ නැහැ. But if you take both together, your total misstatement value is exceeding what? The material level. The total misstatement value is exceeding what? The initial decided material level. So in that context, you need to go for a qualified opinion. You need to go for a qualified opinion. Are we clear? Yes or no? Terunada? Okay, so this question has been tested covering two important standards. Number one, SLS 320 audit materiality. Number two, SLAUS 700 audit report. Clear? Got it? Yes or no? පුතාවල කතා කරන්න ඕන කතා කරන්න නැතුව ඉතින් මට මේක ලැප් එක ළඟට සැනින් සැරෙන්න බෑ. I can't come to the laptop.
Yes, sir.
Time to type. So laptop is basically too far away from me. Right, so are we clear on this? So this type of a question, if this type of a question are tested at the exam, so in that context, you need to analyze this question in detail before you come to the final answer. Right, okay. Do I need to give the answer? Can you take down your answer on your own? මම උත්තරය දෙන්න ඕනද නැත්නම් උත්තරේ ලියන්න පුළුවන්ද ඔයගලන්ට?
Sir, can you give the answer?
Sorry? Okay. Right, so we'll take down the answer. Okay, so your question required, assess the above matters on the audit opinion of Malsar Private Limited for the year ended 31st December 2024. Recognize the right of audit opinion to be expressed if the audit is unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidences. So the second one is a different one. Recognizes the type of audit evidence, audit opinion to be expressed if the auditor is unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. So if the auditor is unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, which equals to what? Scope limitation. So if it is a scope limitation, then you need to go for a qualified opinion or a disclaimer of opinion. So if the scope limitation is only material but not pervasive, you go for a qualified opinion. But if the scope limitation is both material and pervasive, then you go for a disclaimer of opinion. So those are two different things which has been tested at the exam. So we'll take down the answer for the first one. Okay, we'll take down the answer. Based on the given scenario, based on the given scenario, based on the given scenario, the company should have depreciated the building. The company should have depreciated the building. The company should have depreciated the building from 1st of October onwards. From 1st of October onwards, since the building is available for use. Since the building is available for use, since the building is available for use, from that day onwards, from that day onwards, therefore, there should be a depreciation expense. There should be a depreciation expense. There should be a depreciation expense amounting to rupees 1 million. Amounting to rupees 1 million. Amounting to rupees 1 million. For the 3 months period covering from. For the 3 months period covering from. For the 3 months period covering from 1st of October 2024. 1st of October 2024 till 31st December 2024. Give me 1 minute. Okay, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. Right. Okay, second para. Second para. The company shouldn't have capitalized. The company shouldn't capitalize borrowing cost from 1st of October 2024 onwards. 1st of October 2024 onwards. since the construction is completed, since the construction was completed, since the construction was completed, therefore, the amount which has been capitalized, the amount which has been capitalized amounting to rupees 1.5 million, amounting to rupees 1.5 million should have been charged to P&L, should have been charged to P&L. The accounting treatment followed by the company, the accounting treatment followed by the company, the accounting treatment followed by the company is not in line with LKS 23, is not in line with LKS 23. A separate para. When considering these two misstatements individually, 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 comma, it is not exceeding the, it is not exceeding the material level of 1.7 million, 1.7 million. However, if we consider both misstatements together, if we consider both misstatements together, if we consider both misstatements together, then it will be material to the financial statements. Then it will be material to the financial statements. Then it will be material to the financial statements. Therefore, if the management is not willing to rectify, if the management is not willing to rectify those misstatements, it will lead to a modified audit opinion. It will lead to a modified audit opinion. It will lead to a modified audit opinion. Under the basis of disagreement with management. Under the basis of disagreement with management. Under the basis of disagreement with management. Right, are we clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. So if you write the answer like that, so that you will be getting the entire 5 marks. Right, okay, so we'll go to the part B of the question. Part B of the question, nothing related to the given scenario. So the part B asking is what? Recognize the type of audit opinion to be expressed if the auditor is unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidences. Right, so we'll take down the answer. If the auditor unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidences, if the auditor unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidences, it will lead to a scope limitation. it will lead to a scope limitation. It will lead to a scope limitation. In that kind of a situation, in that kind of a situation, in that kind of a situation, auditor has to check the impact. Auditor has to check the impact of the scope limitation. Of the scope limitation. If the scope limitation is material but not pervasive, if the scope limitation is material but not pervasive, if the scope limitation is material but not pervasive, auditor needs to go for a qualified opinion. Qualified opinion. If the scope limitation is both material and pervasive, if the scope limitation is both material and pervasive, if the scope limitation is both material and pervasive, then need to go for a disclaimer of opinion. Then need to go for a disclaimer of opinion. Right, okay, are we clear with the answer?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So if you get a question like this at the exam, so you need to answer like that. Okay, so okay, can you just raise the hand? So how many students are there who is not participated to a physical class? Just raise the hands. අපේ physical පන්තියේ එන්නේ නැති වීලනින් ගත්ත ළමයි විතරක් ඉන්න කට්ටිය පොඩ්ඩක් වෙන එකක් දාන්න බලන්න. Only 5, only 6, 5. Seven. Okay, all other students who are physically coming to my class. Okay, 8. අනිත් ඔක්කොමලා physical පන්තියට එන කට්ටියද? Right, okay, so we'll go to discuss question number 6 then. Since there are a few students who are basically not coming to my physical class on Saturdays, right? So we'll go to question number 6. If I'm not mistaken, question number 6 has been discussed in the classroom itself. But for the benefit of all the other people, we'll just run through the question number 6. Right. ABC PLC is a quarter public company operated in the export industry. and the company exports its product to the different customers located in Europe. As per the latest available bill of lading, the company handed over the goods to the shipping company after the current financial year, and the company recognizes the revenue based on the export invoice, which has been raised during the financial year. As per the signed import and export agreement, the risk and rewards of the goods will be transferred to the customer upon ABC handing over the goods to the shipping company to export. However, when you highlighted this point to the finance manager of ABC PLC, he has handed over a letter to you signed by the clearing agent of ABC company stating that the goods were handed over to the shipping company during the financial year. Okay, so you are the audit of ABC PLC and critically evaluate the above scenario. Right, so when you get a question like this, again you need to analyze. Clear? So if you get a question like this, again you need to analyze. So there is a company called ABC PLC, which is a quoted public company operated in the export industry, and company exports its product to different customers located in Europe. Right. So in Sri Lanka, there is a company called ABC PLC. They are basically exporting garments. Exporting products to Europe. Right. As per the latest available bill of lading, the company handed over the goods to the shipping company after the current financial year. So based on the latest available bill of lading, as per bill of lading, goods handed over to the shipping company. Goods handed over to the shipping company. After the financial year. After the financial year. And the company recognizes the revenue based on the export invoice. Our company recognizes the revenue based on what? Based on export invoice. Now the question arises whether this is correct or wrong. Company handed over the goods to the shipping company after the financial year, where the company recognizes the revenue based on the export invoice. Now the concern arises whether this is correct or wrong. You can't give an answer for this unless otherwise you clarified at which point risk and rewards are transferred. Risk and rewards transfer වෙන point එක මොකක්ද කියලා දන්නේ නැතුව මේකට උත්තරේ දෙන්න බෑ. If the risk and rewards are transferring based on the bill of lading, then recognizing the revenue based on the export invoice is wrong. Clear? But as per the agreement, if the risk and rewards are transferred upon raising the export invoice, then recognizing the revenue based on the export invoice is correct. But you can't give an answer for this right now without knowing at which point the risk and rewards are transferred. අවදානම සහ ප්‍රතිලාභය මාරු වෙන්නේ මොන වෙලාවෙද කියන එක දැනගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක දන්නේ නැතුව මේකට උත්තරේ ලියන්න බෑ. Clear? Right. Okay. As per the signed import and export agreement, the risk and rewards of the goods will be transferred to the customer upon ABC handing over the goods to the shipping company. That is the point. As per the agreement, risk and rewards are transferring at the time goods are handed over to the shipping company. Handed over to the shipping company. Then what is the outcome? Revenue recognition based on the export invoice is wrong. Manoj. Revenue recognition based on the export invoice is wrong. Revenue recognition based on export invoice is wrong. Clear? So that is the method of revenue recognition is not correct. Clear? Right. Okay. Then timing of the revenue recognition. Timing of revenue recognition. Whether it is correct or wrong. This is also wrong. Revenue recognition the time में Why? As per the bill of lading, goods handed over to the shipping company after the financial year. So therefore, the revenue should be recognized in the subsequent financial year. Revenue should be recognized in next financial year. Agree. Then the method is also wrong and the timing also wrong. Revenue recognition method is also wrong and the timing is also wrong. Right. However, when you highlighted this point, to the finance manager of ABC PLC, once you highlighted this point to the finance manager of ABC PLC, he has handed over a letter to sign by the clearing agent of ABC company stating that the goods were handed over to the shipping company during the financial year. Once you highlighted this issue, company providing a letter to the auditor through clearing agent. Clearing agent, he states that goods handed over during the financial year. Goods handed over during the financial year here. So if the goods are handed over during the financial year, then revenue recognition in the current financial is correct. But as per the bill of lading, goods are handed over to the shipping company after the financial year. Bill of lading after financial year goods are handed over. But clearing agent he handed over the goods to the shipping company during the financial year. So this is basically not accounting. Make accounting name. May point එක තනිකරම auditing නෙමෙයි මේ point එක තනිකර accounting, sorry. මේ point එක තනිකර accounting. So they are testing about revenue recognition. They are talking about revenue recognition. This is nothing to do with audit. Clear? They are talking about revenue recognition. But here they are talking about what? They are talking about SLA US 500 audit evidence. SLS 500 audit evidence. ඒගොල්ලෝ මෙතන කතා කරන්නේ audit evidence ගැන. If you refer my tute for theory class students, if you refer my tute, this point has been discussed under SLS 500. Auditor has to obtain audit evidences from various sources. We gonna cover විවිධ මූලාශ්‍රයන්ගෙන් සාක්ෂි ගන්න ඕන. The audit evidences obtained from one source, if it is getting contradicted with the audit evidences obtained from another source, it is a situation where you need to devote your attention in detail. Here, bill of lading says the goods handed over to the shipping company after the financial year, whereas the letter provided by the company through the clearing agent says, no, we have handed over the goods during the financial year. So with regard to the same item, you have obtained audit evidences from two different sources. Those are getting contradicted to each other. So that is a point which has been tested here. Clear? So the first point which has been tested here is the accounting treatment for revenue recognition. Number two, the second point which has been tested here is SLS 500. Then another point number three. Okay, when you consider the bill of lading and the clearing agent letter, what should be the most reliable audit evidence? ඒ දෙක ගත්තම reliable audit evidence එක මොකක්ද? Bill of lading or clearance agent letter? Bill of lading එකද clearance agent letter එක? So what is the most reliable one? The most reliable one document would be what? Bill of lading. Why? It is a audit evidence generated through external sources. It is a audit evidence which is generated through external sources. So again, here also they are going to test what? SLA US 500. Reliability. Reliability with regard to the financial statements. Clear? So if you want to obtain 5 marks, you need to cover the entire 3 points for you to obtain 5 marks. Okay, are we clear on this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. So we have been discussing those theories in the classroom several times. Okay. Okay, do I need to give the answer or can you take down the answer on your own? උත්තරේ ඕනද ලියා ගන්න පුළුවන්ද? පුතා you need to answer. මනෝජ් මොකක්ද මන් දාලා තියෙන්නේ? No need, right, okay. Okay, so if you are saying answer is no need, that's okay. Right. Okay. So then we'll go to part B of the question. Part B of the question. Part B of the question. Right, so better to take a picture of this. Make a picture of Gagan. Full screen again, put. Right. Okay, we go to part B of the question. Right, so you can read the question with me. You are the auditor of ABC PLC. Sorry, sufficient and appropriateness are interrelated, and it is applicable to audit evidences obtained through risk assessment procedures, test of controls, and substantive procedures. Sufficient is applicable to content of the audit evidences obtained, and the appropriateness is applicable to relevance, quality, and reliability of the audit evidences obtained. When conducting the audits, the auditor should obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidences from various sources covering each and every applicable assertions. In practical, auditor may obtain different audit evidences from various sources to cover the same assertion. Some sources are within the direct control of the auditor and some don't. Therefore, when considering the reliability and the quality of the audit evidences, auditor has to look different aspects based on the sources of the audit evidences obtained. While considering the reliability and the quality of the audit evidences obtained from various sources and while giving examples, you are required to critically evaluate the above mentioned scenario. Again, the question has been tested from audit evidences. Right. Okay. Sufficient and appropriateness are interrelated and it is applicable to audit evidences obtained through risk assessment procedures, test of controls, and substantive procedures. So all these things we discuss in the classroom. Sufficient is applicable to the quantity of the audit evidences obtained and the appropriateness is applicable to the relevance, quality and reliability of the audit evidences obtained. Straight away, all these theories we discuss in the classroom itself. When conducting audit, the auditor should obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidences from various sources. So what do you mean by various sources? What do you mean by various sources? It may be through internal sources, it may be through external sources, covering each and every applicable assertion. So you need to obtain audit evidences covering each and every applicable assertions. හැම assertion එකක්ම cover කරලා තමයි සාක්ෂි ගන්න ඕනේ. Right. In practical, the auditor may obtain audit evidences from various sources to cover the same assertion. Right. Some sources are within the direct control of the auditor. So there are sources within the direct control of the auditor. That is the point. So there are audit evidences within the direct control of the auditor. So what do you mean by within the direct control of the auditor? So when you look at from the broader perspective, when you say that there are audit evidences within the direct control of the auditor, again this can be segregated into two parts. Number one, audit evidences gathered from external sources. Gathered from external sources. Audit evidences gathered from external sources which are directly obtained by the auditor. Which are directly obtained by the auditor. Which are directly obtained by the auditor. For an example, external confirmations with regard to banks, debtors and creditors. Clear? Number two, audit evidences are directly obtained by the auditor himself. Audit evidences directly obtained by the auditor himself. So what is the difference between this one and this one? This one basically obtaining through external sources. External sources, but these are audit evidences directly obtained by the auditor himself or herself. Himself or herself, right? Example, recomputations. Recomputation. So those are audit evidences where auditor obtained by himself. එයා තමා විසින්ම තමයි ඒ සාක්ෂි හොයාගන්නේ. තමන්ම calculate කරලා තමන් විසින්ම හොයාගන්න. Then the other one is some sources are within the direct control of the auditor and some are don't. Which is not within the direct control of the auditor. Within the direct control of the auditor. Clear? Example. Audit evidences obtained via client or company Example, inspection of documents. Let's say inspection of vouchers, if not receipts. So basically, these are the audit evidences which is not within the direct control of the auditor. Clear? Right. Therefore, when considering the reliability and the quality, so they are talking about reliability and the quality. Reliability and the quality of the audit evidences, audit has to look different aspects based on the sources of the audit evidences obtained. While considering the reliability and the quality of the audit evidences obtained from various sources, while giving examples, you are required to critically evaluate the above mentioned scenario. Basically, this is the answer for the question itself. So when you rate these three, if you consider this as A, B, and C, or if you consider this, if you are rating these three, so what is the most reliable source to obtain audit evidences? So if you want to put 1, 2, and 3, if you want to give the preference first, second, and third, so where to put number 1? So I will be putting number 1 here. I will be putting number 1 here because this has the most highest reliability and the quality, because those are audit evidences obtained through external sources. So they are going to talk about the reliability. They are going to talk about the reliability. මේක මම වෙනම theory පන්තියේ කතා කරා. Okay, so if you want to put number 2, you will be putting point number B or C. Number 2, I will be go ahead with option number B, whereas I will be putting number 3 of option number C. Clear? තේරුණාද?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so do I need to give the answer? Can you take down the answer on your own? Uda, you need to tell me. උත්තරේ ලියා ගන්න පුළුවන්ද නැත්නම් උත්තරේ දෙන්නද?
The need.
Okay, fine. So we'll take down the answer for question number B. Right, okay. Based on the given scenario, 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 there are several sources. There are several sources. There are several sources for the auditor to obtain audit evidences. There are several sources for the auditor to obtain audit evidences. Number one, audit evidences, audit evidences audit evidences obtained within the direct control of the auditor. 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 Okay. So you put number 1 here, number 1 there, right? ඔයාද මේ අංක 1 කියලා නේද?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Okay, so we'll take down a small note under that. Audit evidences which directly comes audit evidences which has been obtained by the auditor, which has been obtained by the auditor, which has been obtained by the auditor, which has been obtained by the auditor within his direct control, within his direct control, is having a more reliability, is having a more reliability, and the quality, compared to the audit evidences, compared to the audit evidences, compared to the audit evidences, which is not comes under the direct purview of the auditor, which is not comes under the direct purview of the auditor, direct control of the auditor, which is not comes under the direct control of the auditor. Separate para. The audit evidences which comes under the direct control of the auditor, the audit evidences which comes under the direct control of the auditor, which comes under the direct control of the auditor, can further segregated, can further segregated as follows, as follows. Right. Number one, audit evidences directly obtained by the auditor. Audit evidences directly obtained by the auditor. Audit evidences directly obtained by the auditor. Through external sources. Underline the word through external sources. Through external sources. Right, example, because the question wanted you to mention example as well. Example, external confirmations, obtaining external confirmations, for bank balances, debtor balances and creditor balances. For bank balances, debtor balances and creditor balances. Which has the highest reliability, which has a highest reliability, and the quality, and the quality. Right. The second one, audit evidences directly obtained by the auditor. Audit evidences directly obtained by the auditor. Audit evidences directly obtained by the auditor. By himself or herself. By himself or herself. Rather than depending on, rather than depending on, rather than depending on external sources. External sources. External sources. Example. Auditor performing recomputations. Auditor performing recomputations to check the accuracy of the depreciation calculation. To check the accuracy of the depreciation calculation. To check the accuracy of the depreciation calculation. Right. So we discuss about these 2 points. This one and this one. Okay, so we'll go to main point number 2. Point number 2. Audit evidences obtained by the auditor. Audit evidences obtained by the auditor. Which is not within the direct control of the auditor. Within the direct control of the auditor. Example. Inspection of vouchers and receipts. Inspection of vouchers and receipts. Inspection of vouchers and receipts. Okay, so you basically cover up the 3 points. Okay, a separate para. While considering the above, it is quite evident that audit evidences generated by the auditor, audit evidences gathered by the auditor, directly through external sources, are much more reliable, compared to the audit evidences, obtained by the auditor, directly by himself or herself. And audit evidences which is not coming Under the direct control of the auditor. Under the direct control of the auditor. Right. Okay, are we clear on this? There are no other questions there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, others, are we clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. So this is how the questions are going to test at the exam. අපි පන්ති කාමර ඉගෙන ගන්න theory එහෙම් පිටින් මේකේ හිතන්න එපා. So sometimes there is a possibility that those are converted into practical applications. And those practical applications will be tested at the exam. Right. Okay, since we don't have much time to go ahead with the rest of the questions, but let me touch upon question number 9. Apoda question number 9 එක අරගෙන බලමු. Question number 9. So, okay, you can read question number 9 with me. Question number 9. As an audit senior of Skymax Accounting Associate Chartered Accountants, you are preparing for the audit of Viscom PLC for the year ending 31st March 2025. The company, a toy manufacturer, has already had a planning meeting with the finance director on 15 March 2025, led by your audit manager. The projected revenue for the year is rupees 16 million with a forecasted profit before tax of 950 million. He has provided you the following notes of the meeting. Clear? Right, so you are the audit senior of Skymax Accounting Associates and you are preparing for the audit of Viscom PLC. It's a toy manufacturing company. And at the planning meeting which you had with the finance director on 15th March 2025, that means prior to the year end, led by your audit manager. The projected revenue for the year is 16 million and the forecasted profit is 950 million. Okay, he has provided you the following notes in the meeting. Right. Audit planning meeting notes. Inventory is valued at the lower of cost or NRV. Inventory is valued at the lower of cost or NRV. Correct or wrong?
Correct, sir.
ඒක හරිද වැරදිද?
Hari, sir.
හරිද වැරදිද?
Hari, sir.
Okay, that is correct. The cost includes purchase prices of raw material as well as conversion cost, such as labor, production, and general overhead. Inventory includes general overheads. Inventory includes general overheads. මේක හරිද? Inventory includes general overheads. Is it correct?
No, sir. Production overheads.
So as per LKS 2, which is not correct. General overhead cannot be included in the inventory cost. තේරුණාද?
Yes, sir.
Right. The inventory is stored at 3 warehouses across the country. The company intends to carry out a full inventory count on these locations on 2nd and 3rd and 4th April, with any required adjustments to be made to account of inventory movement after the year end. The internal team will be present to observe the stock counts. What do you think? What do you think about this? The inventory is stored in 3 warehouses across the country. The company intends to carry out full inventory count of these locations on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th April, with any required adjustment made to account the inventory movement after the year end. What do you think? Inventory variances. They are talking about inventory variances. Okay, what do you think about inventory variances? What do you think about inventory variances? The inventory is stored in 3 warehouses across the country, and the company intends to carry out full inventory count of these locations on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th April, with any required adjustments to be made to account for inventory movements after the year end. The internal team will also present to observe the stock verification. Stock verification. No external auditors are invited. Only internal auditors are present. Terunada. Clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. So we'll go to the para again. The inventory is stored in three different warehouses across the country. The company intends to carry out full inventory count on these 3 locations on such date, with any required adjustments to be made account for inventory movements after the year end. So can you make any adjustments after the year end? Year end එකෙන් පස්සේ මොනවද adjustments කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? No, you can't. So whatever the adjustment that you need to make as of the balance sheet date. Okay. During the year, Viscom paid 150 million to acquire a patent granting the company exclusive right for 4 years to customize toys, providing a competitive advantage in the industry. Additionally, 210 million has been expensed to the current year statement of profit or loss. The payment which has been done to what? To obtain the patent right, which is amounting to 150 million. Okay, additionally, you need to correct that. Additionally, rupees 210 million nemetana 150 වෙන්න ඕනේ. Additionally, rupees 210 million එක වෙනුවට 150. Additionally, 150 million has been expensed in the current year statement of profit or loss. So you are basically incurring a cost to obtain a patent right for a period of 4 years, but entire amount you charge to where? Charge to P&L. Correct or wrong? මේ කළ තියෙන දේ හරිද වැරදිද? ඒක හරිද වැරදිද? Wrong. As per what? LKS 38. Contingent asset. Contingent asset. So you can't charge this entire thing of 150 million for the P&L because it has a lifespan of how much? 4 years. During the year, Viscom paid 150 million to acquire patent granting the company exclusive right for a 4-year customized toys. In that context, you cannot charge entire 150 million to P&L itself. So it has to be classified under contingent asset. Clear? If not, we can say intangible assets. Intangible assets. Intangible assets. Right, clear? Yes or no? Terunada?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In November 2024, that means during the financial year, your accounting period starting from 31st March 2025 and starting from 1st of April 2024 and ending from 31st March 2025, In November 2024, that means during the financial year, November 2024, a significant fraud was uncovered involving 3 members of the sales ledger department who has collude. They embezzled funds from the wholesale customer receipts and concealed the theft. Reallocated subsequent customer receipts to all the receivables. These employees are reported to the police and subsequently dismissed. Due to the vacancy of the sales ledger department, Viscom decided to outsource the entire sales process to external service organization. This organization now manages all aspects of the sales ledger cycle, including sales invoicing and follow-up on receivables, and provide Viscom with the monthly reports detailing sales and receivables. Viscom operated its own ledger until 31st January 2025. They operated their own ledger until 31st Jan 2025. After which the records are transferred to the service organization. So here they are talking about using the work of service organizations. Using the work of service organization, which has a direct impact. Which has a direct impact to what? Direct impact to financial statements. Clear? Right. In December 2024, again during the financial year. In December 2024, Viscom Financial Control was dismissed after 9 years of employment. He has threatened to sue the company for unfair dismissal. In the interim, until the replacement starts in April 2025, the financial controller duties have been assigned to a member of the finance team. However, during the period, supplier statement reconciliations and purchase ledger control account reconciliations have not been carried out. So there are two issues. There are two issues. Number one, financial controller sue the company. Financial controller sue the company. So there can be what? Contingent liability. So there is a risk of having contingent liability. And the financial controller duties have been assigned to another member of the finance team, where during that period, supplier statement reconciliation, purchase ledger control account reconciliation have not been tallied. Vacancy of financial controller and weaknesses in the process. In January 2024, again during the financial year, in January 2024, Viscom wrote off a receivable balance of 300 million, deeming it irrecoverable after the customer declared bankruptcy. In December 2024, the liquidator managing the bankruptcy announced that the most creditors were likely to receive a payoff of 40% of the outstanding balances. Okay? In December 2024, that means after the financial year, in December 2024, in December 2024, that means again during the financial year. In December 2024, the liquidator managing the bankruptcy announced that most of the creditors were likely to receive a payoff of 40% of the outstanding balances. As a result, Viscom has recognized the current assets of 120 million on the statement of financial position and recorded that as another income in the statement of profit or loss. 120 million are recognized as a current asset. Current asset as of 31st March 2025, and which is recorded as other income. මේක හරිද?
Wrong.
ඒ point එක හරිද?
වැරදි වැරදි.
හරිද වැරදිද? Which is again wrong. මේකත් වැරදි. Clear? So then you will analyze the question. In January 2024, January 2024 කියන්නේ මේ ගිය අවුරුද්දේ. Here basically accounting year 2024-25, January 2024 කියලා කියන්නේ 2023-24 financial year. අතර ගිය අවුරුද්දේ තමයි මේ customer bankrupt කියලා දැනගත්තේ. The person who is handling this process announced that most of the creditors were likely to receive a payment of 40%. Likely to receive a payment of 40%. Clear? The outstanding balances. Clear? So then when you look at 300 million, 40% comes to how much? 120 million. So that is what the question refers to. As a result, Viscom has recognized the current assets of 120 million in the statement of financial position and recorded that as other income in the statement of profit or loss. So you can't do things like that. Agreed? එහෙම කරන්න හැකියාවක් නැහැ. So you can't take that to the P&L straight away. Right, required. Describe 5 audit risk and explain the auditor's response to each risk in planning the audit of Viscom. So you are required to identify 5 risks. හරි බලන්න අපි risk 5ක් හොයාගෙන තියනවාද කියලා. Then you need to give your response as well. So you need to identify the risk and you need to give the response as well. Okay, so are we familiar with the way of we tackling the questions now? Yes or no? Right, okay, so we'll take down the answer for that. So when you get a question like this, so when you're answering, so we'll prepare a table. Okay, so we'll prepare a table because they wanted, number 1, you need to identify the risk. And number 2, you need to mention the auditor's response. So මේ දෙකම cover වෙන්න අපි එක වගුවක් ගහලා ලියාගමු. Clear? Right. Okay. So we go to the first one. Valuation of inventory as per case 2. Valuation of inventory as per case 2. Valuation of inventory as per case 2. Someone is asking, what do you mean by FCA? FCA refers to financial controller. Okay, valuation of inventory as per case 2. Okay, so we'll basically explain the issue there. The inventory cost includes both production and general overhead. Okay, under that you can take down as per case 2. Not the auditor's response. Auditor response करावे नहीं. As per case 2. As per case 2. General overheads. should not included as a cost of inventory. Should not included as a cost of inventory. As a cost of inventory. Okay, auditor's response. Discuss with management. Discuss with management. Discuss with management. With regard to the nature of the overheads. With regard to the nature of the overheads. Manoj. Manoj. With regard to the nature of the overhead. Yeah, screening icon. With regard to the nature of overheads. Included in inventory valuation. Included in inventory valuation. If general overheads are included in the valuation. If general overheads are included in the valuation. Request the management. Request the management. To remove them from the valuation. Request the management to remove them from the valuation. Okay, number two. Number two. Risk number two. Existence of inventory. Existence of inventory. Okay, we'll describe the issue. The company is planning to undertake a full year. The company is planning to undertake. The company is planning to undertake the full year in inventory count. The full year in inventory count. After the year. After the year end. After the year end. And to make adjustments if necessary. And to make adjustment if necessary. After the year end. After the year end. Also, it seems to be that external auditors have not been invited to observe the physical verification. Have not been invited to observe the physical verification. Okay, so we'll go to the auditor's response. Auditor should attend. Auditor should attend. Inventory count. Inventory count. Held after the year end. Held after the year end. and note details of goods received and note details of good received and dispatch post year end in order to agree on the reconciliation. Okay. Number 3, capitalization of intangible asset. Capitalization of intangible assets. Capitalization of intangible assets. In accordance with LKS 38, in accordance with LKS 38, in accordance with LKS 38, this should have been included. This should have been included as an intangible asset. As an intangible asset and amortize over its 3-year life. Amortize over its 4-year life. 4-year life. Okay, auditor's response. Discuss with management. Discuss with management. Discuss with management. For the reason of fully expensing. For the reason of fully expensing. For the reason of fully expensing the entire amount to P&L. P&L rather than capitalizing. Rather than capitalizing. The correct journal entry. The correct journal entry should be reviewed. Should be reviewed. And the amortization charge should be recalculated. And the amortization charge should be recalculated. Should be recalculated. in order to ensure the accuracy of the numbers. Accuracy of numbers. Okay, number 4. Number 4. Contingent liability, LKS 37. Contingent liability, LKS 37. With regard to, with regard to, with regard to, with regard to, with regard to the legal case, with regard to the legal case, which is going to file, which is going to file by the financial controller. By the financial controller. Okay, auditor's response. The audit team should request confirmation. The audit team should request confirmation. The audit team should request confirmation from the company lawyers with regard to the current status of the legal case. With regard to the existence, with regard to the existence and the likelihood, with regard to the legal case. With regard to the legal case. Right. Point number 5. Contingent asset. Contingent asset. Contingent asset. Recognize in the PNL. Recognize in the PNL. Recognize in the PNL. With regard to a debtor balance. With regard to a debtor balance. With regard to a debtor balance. Write off in the write off in a prior period. 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 without having a formal notification. Without having a formal notification. Very important word, formal notification from the liquidator. From the liquidator. Right. Auditor's response. Discuss with management. Discuss with management. Discuss with management. Whether there are any notification of payment. Whether there are any notification of payment. Whether there are any notification of payment. Receive from the liquidator. Receive from the liquidator. If so, if so, review the related correspondence. If the receipt is not virtually certain, if the receipt is not virtually certain, if the receipt is not virtually certain, management should be requested. Management should be requested to remove it from the profit and the receivable. To remove it from the profit and the receivable. Right. Okay, are we clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So due to the time limitations, I'm not having the freedom to discuss the entire paper, but I wanted all of you to do this paper at home. And if you have any clarifications, I'll put my number to you. This is for the benefit of the students who are not coming to the physical class, because people who are coming to the physical class already have my number. So whoever who basically joins for today's session through V-Learning platform, okay, so you can contact me at any given point of time. through these numbers. Note 779539969 and note 775421927. So you can contact me at any given point of time. So if you need any further clarification. So and apart from that, basically the upcoming Saturday, would be our last class for AAT final students. That is basically the physical class where I'm planning to do a mind map while covering the entire syllabus into one sheet, so that we will be discussing the entire syllabus in one single framework. And I had a discussion with management and they are basically okay to have a free session. So whoever the people who basically purchase the V-Learning pack, if they want, they can come to JMC Fort Branch, which is the head office. And remember, which is not a live section, Manoj, live the NNP section. It's only for physical, so it's not a live session, so it's only physical class. So whoever the people who basically purchase the V-Learning pack, they are basically entitled to come on upcoming Saturday at 1 o'clock. So we will be continuing the class 6 till 6:30 or 7 o'clock on the same day, since it is the final day. And you can physically come to JMC and join with us, so they are not charging anything. And if you do have any friends, who are basically sitting for the exam for this year, for this time, and who basically going to any other institutions, are also welcome to our final session. So end of the day, whether it is JMC or any other institute, what matters to us is to pass the students. අපිට වැදගත් වෙන්නේ students ලා pass කරන එක. So ඒක නිසා if you do have any friends who are not coming to JMC or who are not purchase a V-Learning pack, still ask them to come on the final day. So the session start at 1 o'clock and the session will go till 6:30 or 7 o'clock, since it is the final day. So once completing the mind map, so I will be discussing few exam focus areas as well. Okay, so that is a message that I need to give it to you. So we'll meet on the upcoming Saturday for the final ride. Okay, so for the time being, I'll stop for the day. And there are a few messages, so let me check those messages first. Okay. Right, so for